The March Aries equinox has just passed, and its effects are only now starting to ripple through our lives in ways we're just beginning to feel, like a quiet hum that's growing louder every minute. If you're sensing a strong, fiery energy bubbling up inside you, maybe a restless spark that's itching to burst into something bigger, don't brush it off or tell yourself it's just a weird day. I've got an important message that's meant specifically for you, something you need to hear right now. Most people around you won't catch on to what's happening. They'll keep trucking along, heads down, as if the world's still spinning the same old way, totally blind to the shift that's underway. But you're not like them, because you've felt this coming from the jump, even if it's been more of a gut feeling than a clear thought. We've stepped over a line, crossed into a new territory, a completely different vibe that's fresh and unfamiliar, like waking up in a place you've never been but somehow recognize. This wasn't just some random blip in the sky, a casual alignment of stars and planets that nerds with telescopes geek out over. It was a massive shift, a tidal wave of change crashing over us, piling onto every moment, every lesson, every heartbreak, and every win we've ever had. And here's the part that might stop you in your tracks. This transformation isn't just happening out there in the world, in the headlines or the weather or the chaos of other people's lives. It's unfolding deep inside you too, stirring up your thoughts, tugging at your emotions, and lighting up parts of you that might have been asleep for a while. This energy surging through us isn't some gentle breeze. It's a force, and it's going to push you, test you, maybe even rattle you a little if you're not paying attention. If you dig in your heels and fight it, clinging to what's comfortable or familiar, resisting every nudge and pull, things could get tough. Picture yourself trying to swim against a river that's moving faster than you can paddle, leaving you exhausted and annoyed, wondering why everything feels so hard. But if you let go, roll with it, and trust where it's taking you, it could lift you to heights you've never even dared to imagine. Think of it like catching a perfect wave that carries you to a shore you didn't know existed, where your dreams start feeling less like fantasies and more like plans. Right now, today, is the moment to grab the reins and take charge of this shift, to steer it with purpose instead of letting it toss you around like a leaf in the wind. If you can figure out how to harness this post-equinox energy, how to move with it instead of tripping over it, the next few months could bring an incredible boost, a surge of momentum that pushes you forward into a version of your life that feels alive, electric, almost too good to be true. Ignore it though, and you might find yourself sliding back into those old, worn-out ruts, the ones you've been stuck in before, where time drags, nothing changes, and you feel weighed down by the same junk you swore you'd leave behind. Have you noticed anything strange lately? Little hints that something's off, like vivid, weird dreams that linger when you wake up, sudden mood swings that hit you out of nowhere, or the same signs, numbers, or symbols popping up over and over again like they're trying to get your attention. Those aren't just quirks or flukes, they're signals, whispers from the universe that this energy is already moving through you, waking you up bit by bit. Way back in history, ancient folks saw the equinox as a big deal, a cosmic alarm clock ringing out massive changes, spiritual breakthroughs, and sharp twists in life's path. Times when the world seemed to tilt on its axis, and everything shifted into a new gear. Now, it's your turn to step into that story, to feel that same ancient power pulsing through you, and decide what you're going to make of it. Because this isn't just happening to you, it's happening for you. You're standing at a fork in the road, with two clear paths stretching out ahead of you, and the choice you make right now is going to echo into everything that comes next, like dropping a stone into a still pond and watching the ripple spread. One path is about grabbing this energy with both hands, channeling it into growth, into becoming more of who you're meant to be. Imagine it like planting seeds in rich, fresh soil, watering them with intention, and watching them sprout into something strong, vibrant, and totally your own. The other path is letting it slip by, ignoring the call, and fading into the background, blending into the crowd that doesn't even notice the shift, like a shadow that stays put while the rest of the world moves on, leaving you wondering why you feel so stuck. If certain words keep spilling out of your mouth lately, repeating like a song you can't get out of your head, or if you're hearing odd phrases floating around you, in conversations, on the radio, in the chatter of strangers, there's a reason behind it, a thread tying it all together, and we'll unpack that in a minute. So don't let it slip past you. For now, let's rewind to March 21st, the day this whole thing kicked into gear, when the universe flipped a switch and set everything spinning in a new direction. 3 big cosmic events lined up like a perfect storm. The equinox hit, balancing day and night in that rare, fleeting way that feels almost sacred. The sun strutted into Aries, bringing its bold, fiery spark that lights a fire under everything it touches, and Mercury and Venus teamed up, sparking new frequencies that buzzed through the air like the crackle before a thunderstorm. This wasn't just some everyday star shuffle. That's a neat moment for astrology buffs. It was like a giant door creaking open, a portal to something bigger, wilder, and way more intense than we're used to. But here's the real deal. The full force of this wave, the part that's going to hit you hardest, is crashing in today, March 22nd. The energy's locked in now, solid and real, and you're going to feel it deep in your gut, your chest, your bones, whether you're ready for it or not. There's no sidestepping it, no pretending it's not there. This isn't a quick, one-day flash that fizzles out by bedtime. It's a journey, a process stretching out over days, weeks, maybe months, and right now, we're smack in the middle of its most intense, game-changing moment, where everything hangs in the balance. Later on, I'll walk you through some simple post-equinox rituals, easy, practical steps you can take to sync up with this cosmic wave and make it work for you, not against you. So you're not just along for the ride, but actually steering the ship. But before we get there, you need to wrap your head around what this moment really means, why it's hitting you the way it is, and what's on the line if you don't tune in and listen. While you're at it, share this with someone you care about, someone who might need a little push to wake up spiritually. Think of it as tossing them a rope to climb aboard this wild ride with you. Now, let's dig into the meat of it. The equinox isn't just another box to check on the calendar, a date that comes and goes without a second glance. It's a cosmic doorway, a crack in the usual humdrum flow of life, where everything lines up in a way that feels almost alive. It's that rare point where light and dark balance out, teetering on the edge before tipping into something fresh, something new, like the universe holding its breath for a split second before exhaling. Ancient cultures, way back before phones, cars, or even electricity, saw it as a major turning point, a reset button for the world, a time when the energies of everything aligned to shake things up, spark renewal, and open doors that don't swing wide every day. Some people got spooked by it, digging in their heels against the change, afraid of what they couldn't control. But the ones who leaned in, who embraced it, found it was the start of something huge, something that rewrote their whole story. On March 21st, that energy hit its peak, like a wave cresting before it crashes. Weird dreams that feel too real, big emotions bubbling up out of nowhere, random coincidences that make you pause. These aren't accidents or tricks of the mind. Your head's waking up, your instincts are sharpening, and the universe is nudging you to notice. Maybe you're waking up at odd hours, staring at the ceiling. Maybe old memories are popping back like uninvited guests. Maybe certain numbers or signs keep catching your eye. That's the energy moving through you, loud and clear. What started building in the days before the equinox is slamming into full gear now, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. This is your shot to tie up loose ends, to clear the deck before this energy sweeps you forward, whether you're ready or not. Got a choice you've been dodging, like whether to take that job, move to that place, or finally say what's on your mind. Been sitting on a project you started but never finished, letting it gather dust in the corner of your brain? Or maybe there's a tough conversation you've been avoiding, one that's been gnawing at you for weeks. Deal with it today, right now. Don't let it fester. Leave it hanging, and you'll be dragging that baggage for the next 6 months, tripping over it every step of the way, while this energy tries to pull you somewhere new. This force is shoving you forward, no question, but you can't move clean and fast if you're weighed down by old junk, bad habits that suck your time, draining people who leave you empty, routines that used to fit, but now just choke you out. Let them go, cut the cord, set them free. It's time. With Venus, Mercury, and the Sun and Aries pumping this vibe full throttle, whatever you focus on now is going to grow fast, like tossing fuel on a fire that's already crackling. If you're stuck in a loop, saying stuff like, "I can't do this," or "everything's falling apart," Cut it out. Those words are bricks, building a wall around your future, boxing you in before you even start. Flip the script. Pick one word that lights you up. Strength, peace, freedom, joy, whatever hits home, and stick it somewhere you'll see it every day, like a note on your mirror or a text to yourself. That word's your anchor, your North Star, guiding you through this shift. Your thoughts, your voice, they're shaping what's coming. So choose them like they matter, because they do. Last night was the warm-up, the opening act, but today, March 22nd, is the main event, the day this energy sinks in deep and sticks. It's settling into place, weaving into your life, and you've got to pick your lane, forward or stuck. Handle this with intention, with your eyes open, and the next few months could take off like a rocket, blasting you into a groove you didn't know you could hit. Brush it off, let it slide, and you might feel lost, untethered, wondering why nothing's clicking. This isn't the end of anything. It's the launch pad, the starting gun, and everything's about to speed up from here. Write, "I am ready," in the comments below. Say it out loud if you want, and tell the universe you're in your game. Not everyone's going to vibe with this. Not everyone's built for it. But if you're still here, still reading, this is for you. Your energy's humming higher than most, and the equinox is lighting you up like a beacon. Your body and mind are adjusting to this shift, recalibrating like a radio tuning into a new station, and it might feel a little wild for a bit. Headaches sneaking in, sleepless nights tossing and turning, mood swings that flip you from high to low, or a bone-deep tiredness that creeps up out of nowhere. These might hit you, and that's totally normal, just your system catching up to the frequency. Keep water handy, sip it slow, stay grounded, maybe walk barefoot outside or sit still for a minute, and move your body. Shake out the static. How you handle this now, how you ride this wave, sets the tone for what's coming next. Weeks, months, a whole stretch of road ahead. Clear your head and body. Let the clutter fall away, and this energy will carry you up, lift you like wind under wings. Fight it, push back, tense up, and it'll drag you into a mess. Chaos you don't need, stress you don't want. Things are going to start moving fast soon. Timeline shifting, opportunities popping. So get focused, zero in, and set your course before it all accelerates. If you're still clutching old ways, habits that don't fit, grudges that weigh a ton, fears that whisper you're not enough, this ride's going to feel rough, like driving with the brakes on. But let go, release the grip, and you're setting yourself up for a big leap, a 6-month sprint into something brighter, bolder, better. Are you ready for this wild, soul-shaking energy? This buzz that's rattling your cage and calling your name? Say, "I am ready," in the comments. Shout it to the sky. Lock it in with the universe, mean it. Venus and Mercury are key players in this game, stirring the pot and turning up the heat. Venus is all about love, connections, the stuff that matters to your heart, showing you what's real, what's worth keeping, maybe nudging you to ditch a toxic tie or lean into something true. Mercury's sharpening your mind, cutting through the fog, helping you see straight and decide quick. It's your green light for starting things, speaking up, making moves. Mix that with Aries' bold, fiery push, and you've got wake-up calls coming loud and clear, insights that hit like a slap, chances that spark out of nowhere. Venus might shine a light on a relationship, asking you to choose, stay or walk, heal or cut loose, while Mercury clears the static so you can think, plan, act. Together, they're tuning up your life, your people, your growth, your voice. But don't rush in blind. Trust your gut, then double-check it. Get stuck in old ruts, replaying the same tired thoughts, and you'll miss the boat. This energy's too fast for that. Clear your slate, open your mind, and you'll transform, step into something new. If you've been tossing and turning lately, waking up in the dead of night with your heart racing, or feeling a restless buzz zipping through you during the day, you're not alone. Tons of people are picking up on this shift, even if they don't know what's sparking it. That restlessness, that itch you can't quite scratch. It's the Aries energy roaring in, loud and fierce, like a lion shaking its mane and daring you to step up. Aries is all about beginnings, about having the guts to start fresh, the will to push through walls, and right now, it's lighting a fire under you. urging you to change something big, to rewrite a piece of your story that's been stuck on repeat. Maybe you're feeling this quiet pull to ditch the past, like old habits that don't fit anymore, grudges that weigh you down, or a job that's been draining the life out of you, and trade it for something new, something that feels like you. It's not subtle for everyone. Some might just feel a little nudge, a whisper. But if you're tuned in, if you're one of those high-frequency souls who picks up on the universe's signals, this hits different, harder, deeper, like a drumbeat in your chest you can't ignore. That's why you might be buzzing, why your mind's racing with ideas, or your gut's telling you something's coming. Because this energy's wrapping around you, pulling you into its orbit, and it's not letting go until you move. Venus and Mercury aren't sitting this one out. They're in the mix, stirring things up and handing you tools to work with if you're brave enough to grab them. Venus is whispering about love and abundance, nudging you to look at your relationships, new ones sparking, old ones fading, or maybe just the one you've got with yourself, and figure out what's real, what's worth your time. It's like a spotlight on your heart, showing you where the cracks are, where the gold is, maybe even opening doors to new people or unexpected cash flow. Because Venus isn't just about romance. It's about what fills your cup, inside and out. Mercury's got your brain on overdrive, tossing out ideas like confetti, clearing the haze so you can see the next step. Maybe it's a conversation you need to have, a plan you've been sketching in your head, or a choice you've been dodging for too long. Together, they're a tag team, pushing you to feel deeper, think sharper, act bolder. But it's on you to use them right. Let fear call the shots, and you'll trip over your own feet. Turn this into a mess instead of a win. Lean into it, trust the vibes, and the next few weeks could flip your world in the best way. New connections, fresh starts, a shot at something you've been chasing. This high-frequency wave is cranking up your sensitivity, turning your radar way up. You might feel people's moods like they're your own, get overwhelmed in a crowd, or notice little details that used to slide by unnoticed. That's not random. It's you leveling up, your energy climbing higher, syncing with this cosmic pulse that's louder than usual. Maybe you're picking up on stuff you didn't before, a stranger's glance, a friend's offhand comment, the way the air feels different today, and it's throwing you off, making you wonder what's up. That's your system adjusting, your soul stretching, and it's why grounding's so big right now. Kick off your shoes. Feel the dirt, breathe slow, let nature pull you back to center. If you don't, you might feel like a live wire, buzzing too hard with nowhere to plug in. But if you do, you'll steady out, turn that buzz into fuel, and ride this wave like it's yours. It's not just your head or your heart shifting, your whole being's in on this, and the universe is betting on you to notice, to act, to make it count. Here's the thing, this equinox isn't just a reset for the planet. It's a reset for you, a chance to scrub the slate clean and start building something new, inside and out. Think of it like spring cleaning for your life. Not just your closet or your desk, but your mind, your habits, your dreams, tossing out what's dusty and done, making space for what's next. You've got this window, this portal, to find your balance, recharge your batteries, and step into the best version of yourself, the one that's been waiting for the green light to take off. Maybe that means finally saying no to something that's been dragging you down, or yes to something that scares you a little. Maybe it's picking up that guitar again, calling that person, or just sitting quiet and listening to what your gut's been screaming. Whatever it is, it's yours to claim, but you've got to want it, got to reach for it, or it'll slip by while you're distracted. The energy's here, ripe and ready. Don't let it go to waste. Grab it, shape it, make it yours before the window shuts. And hey, you're not in this alone. You're part of something bigger, a ripple that can spread if you let it. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what's stirring in you. What's this energy kicking up? What's it showing you? Share this with someone who needs it, someone who's been sleepwalking through their own shift. Be the spark that wakes them up, the hand that pulls them in. This isn't just about you thriving. It's about lifting the vibe around you, passing the torch, building something together. The equinox is a reminder. We're all tied to these rhythms, these cycles. Nature's blooming, the sun's shifting, and you're right there with it, growing too. So take a breath, step up, and let this season carry you somewhere new, somewhere you've always belonged but haven't landed yet. You've got this. The universe knows it, and deep down, you do too. So, ask yourself, how do I sharpen my thoughts, get them crisp and clean? Which relationships lift me up, feed my soul, and which ones drag me down like dead weight? What do I want more of in my life? Peace, love, guts, freedom. What's my fuel? Answer those honestly, dig deep, and you'll tap into what the universe is dangling in front of you. A shot at real change, a push to level up. This Equinox and Aries energy are shaking things up, not just out there in the trees and the sky, but deep in your spirit, where the real stuff lives. Nature's waking up from its winter nap, shaking off the frost, blooming wild, and you're doing the same, whether you see it yet or not. It's a chance to ditch old fears, limits, the junk that's kept you small, and grab the good stuff life's been holding out. Abundance, joy, the kind of fullness that makes you feel alive. Your intuition's probably buzzing louder than usual. More coincidences stacking up, more signs winking at you from corners of your day. That's your soul nudging you, tugging you towards something new, a path you haven't walked yet. If you're caught in loops, same fights, same doubts, same dead-end days, now's your window to break them, smash them wide open. Aries is screaming at you to act, to decide, to own your power. Stop waiting, stop stalling, start moving. This is about abundance too, and not just the cash in your pocket kind. Peace in your head, love in your chest, health in your bones, a life that feels full and flowing. To get it out there, you've got to feel it in here first. Tune your insides to match the outside. Venus says gratitude's your key. Thank yourself. Thank what you've got, even the small wins, and watch more roll in like a tide. Mercury's opening doors, money ideas, work moves, people who click. So if you've got a hunch, a project, a spark, now's your moment to run with it. Don't let old doubts choke you out. Trust yourself. Trust the flow. And this energy's got your back. Meditation, a walk outside, deep breaths, clearing your vibe. These will lift you higher, keep you steady. Want more love, more chances, more life? Match the spring energy with your soul. Sync up, and you'll kick off something big. New doors, new roads, a whole new game.